Did you know that every time you like, comment and subscribe to my channel, a baby star is born in the universe and it shines brightly for hundreds and thousands of years? So let's brighten up the universe together and like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Well, you always see them doing that, don't you?
Yeah, but sure, it's in them, and that's another thing that if you're talking about fighters, mindset fighters, because they're born like that. From my opinion, you can't learn how to be a fighter. It's either something it's inside you. We can't teach it. It's like that bit that you can't teach. Because there's people that have heart, but they can't. There's two separate things. A fighter's heart's different than, like, you can put people through some, I don't know, like the Navy SEALs type thing. Like that's more yourself. It's really tough, and you need a real tough mindset. But it's still not the same as fighting one-on-one with a lad that you're picking a date and going to train him, go after him. It's not the same.
What is different about it?
Yeah, I don't know, like some people, I think it's just, I don't know, there's some sort of a wanting something inside that when you start fighting. I don't know if it's when it starts out. I think all lads are like that when they're younger though. In school it's always about who's the toughest and it's a macho thing. And then eventually, like, some lads that thought they're macho find out in different scenarios that they're not so macho. And then there's certain people that have a scenario where, I don't know, something happens in an argument or whatever, and then they kind of like that. They were scared but still kind of like that.
There's not many people that are like that.
No, I don't think so. Definitely not. It's like, I think as well, like, there's a lot of fucking shite about fighting too. Lads talking about, you're not afraid to fight. Everybody's afraid to fight when you're about out. There's always some sort of a doubt in your mind. There's ways of minimizing them doubts, but like at the end of the day, you're going to get locked into a cage with someone and you're going to fight. So there has to be nerves. If there's no nerves, then sure, it'd be. Why would you? You wouldn't even want to do it. Sure, that's kind of part of it, isn't it? It's like, well, for me anyway, there's a mentality that's like, you've done enough in your training camp, so like you've put in all the work, and then there's the point. So you know that you controlled all those controllables, but then you also have to like be like, right, I'm ready to go now, but not also like too excitable or burning too much energy. It has to be just like calm but aggressive and calm at the same time. It's a weird mixture because you can't be angry or you can't be pumped up. The real good fighters are never like that. It's more calm, like it's calmness but ready with aggression to go hard. It's two complete opposite things, but to make a good fighter, they have to gel together.
Yeah, because what happens if you because you see people getting angry?
You gas. Unless though you get angry and you run out and that's fighting too. You could crack them. But like if that doesn't happen, which is like most of the time it doesn't happen, then you're probably going to get tired. A big adrenaline dump, and then you're going to get. Then we'll see if he's a fighter as well, because now you're tired and see how much he really wants to hang around in it. That's where you learn a lot about yourself as well. When you're when you're tired and it's not having to go on, it's planned. I've always liked fighting. I don't know if that's the way of letting off steam or I've been in. I could never walk away from a fight. I always go on to stand and fight, and that's just the way I am. Sometimes, like I'm always like I'd be very calm as well because I'm like, I'm very good. I have really good awareness of when people are getting aggressive or people are getting in my area or my space, and I don't freak out. And I've always been like that, always. I remember the first time I went into an MMA gym, I loved it straight away, instantly. I was able to beat people that were training 6 months to a year just straight away. I was just loved it and thought it was the best thing ever and enjoyed it. And then some people get nervous, and I was the opposite. I wanted to fight in the UFC. My first week, I thought it was going to be. I could spot it in people in the gym. You can really know. I'll know it very, very soon if I think that you have anyway that sort of mindset, like to go. Some people just, and so everybody will get better with dealing with a fight, but like some people are just born to fight, I think, and those guys are attracted to it. That's what attracts them to boxing or any combat sport. It's people that have fought and they've fought in school. Some people never have a fight. I actually can't. I know some of my friends have never had a fight. I can't comprehend that. But like, if you brought somebody in that never does that, they're going to be gasping for air after minutes because you're not used to the pressure of somebody trying to hit you or trying to knock you out. Like, it's not just the physical, it's also the mental of just, shit, this lad's swinging, panic. Some lad's swinging kicks and shin bone at you. You're like, it's a panic. When you first start doing it, it's panic. And then like, if you don't like doing that, you're never gonna like doing that. You can try. It's really good to put yourself into that situation, but like in the gym and learn and get better at it and learn to control those feelings. But then what? Expect yourself to go into a cage and you don't really want to do it, or there's doubt in your mind, then you shouldn't be in there at all. That's like not a good idea. I think you only have a certain spell of that. There's a certain time frame for that kind of.
Yeah, do you feel like that changes then when you get a bit older?
Well, like eventually, I think you can't have that like same fire as like when you were coming up always. I don't think obviously it lasts longer in some people, but like it changes. The whole mindset changes. Physically, you can't train the way you used to. You can't do as much as like sparring and training in general. You have to change your approach to it as you age. So like the whole mindset shifts, life changes, perspectives change, everything changes, you know. So I don't think. But then there's some people that still seem like to have the fire right up till, you know. There's a difference as well about having a fight because some lad fucking pinched your missus' arse and it just happened there and then. You don't have time to think about that. It's fucking light any cunt up at that stage, you know. You know what I mean though? If he fucking pinched my missus' arse, there is no comprehension of that. I don't care if he's 7 foot, he's going to get absolutely annihilated. You know what I mean? There's no build up. So now, but the difference between, this is what's the difference between real fighters, is they have to sign on a piece of paper and then 12 weeks later or 8 weeks later, they have to turn up, or they have to spend all the time preparing for it. You know, it's a mental game altogether. Train like fuck, and then hope that you get a bit of luck on the night as well, because like once you get to a high level, like anything can happen, you know. Anything can happen, so you have to be prepared to. I used to come to terms with, the first thing you come to terms with is actually being hit. You can't go into the fight and keep like thinking, trying to miss everything or panicking about getting hit, because that's inevitable. That's the first thing you come to terms with. And like then as things go on, you have to come to terms with, like, you could go out here now and get absolutely knocked out. My way of thinking was, I'd be watching like Nick Diaz highlight video on repeat, and he's just like blood all over him, marching lads down, and that's kind of the mindset I wanted to be in. Was like, you're prepared to go for it and just leave it all in there, and then I try not to just think about anything else. Just keep going through these scenarios in your head. Obviously you have, like, there is like that periods of doubt, but you just try and fucking stay out now. It's a roller coaster, it is, like. And then when you get into fight though and everything starts going, there is no thoughts anymore, and like getting a win, decisions for me were just not the same at all. Any decision I've ever been to, I just don't have the same feeling. Feel like shite into it. I'm just like, this fucking shit. Doesn't matter what, I hate it. I went 5 rounds John Donnelly, first ever in Ireland, and after it's like fucking don't get the same buzz at all. I'm just like, oh, it's over now, and you're just, the next day you're like, fuck you. It's not the same. But when you get finished, then it's just like, that's what you're chasing. I think that's when you start finishing lads as well, that's different buzz altogether. It's a different feeling. That's like, you're like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you just get an explosion in it. Maybe it's all the worrying and panic, trying to control all this for so long through the camp and pretending like it's not happening, and then it just explodes and it's like fireworks in your stomach and energy, pure energy. It's the best feeling. That's the feeling that everybody is looking for. It's like very few people actually do it and do it for a while and get like it's. I said it's not for everybody. I was probably in like first or second class, and I'll never forget it because it was very vicious. And it wasn't me being vicious either. It was like this older lad I ended up in an argument with him, and he grabbed me and he literally just like headbutted me about 3 or 4 times. So that it wasn't really a fight, it was just me getting my ass. But it is a fight, yeah. But again, like I just wouldn't not have it. It's not. It wouldn't deter me from a fight. Like it's just. I've always been like because I just can't. I don't know what it is in me that I just feel like in an altercation with another person, I just I don't. Like I'm not afraid if someone wants to get physical in a fight. It's just I've always been like that, always. It's even incredible to watching someone else doing it and experience it. So that mystique of actually experiencing it, getting into it, a ring or a cage or whatever it is, and fighting and getting the win. It's definitely a manly thing. Like it's definitely every man I've taught something about it. I think it's a buzz. It's definitely a fucking mad ride. You'll always kind of fucking play with the idea of going back fighting. But I think that again, it's just in some people and that's it. It's like born with it and you can see it. It's like what coach is talking about, you can't train that. You know, you can't train hard. You can't train a person how to want to fight. They have to have that fire again. And obviously you see when people lose it as well, and that's the time to stop, I think. Then you start getting hurt, like, and then you're like, and it's sad to see, like, if you're dragging out and still in wars and not coming out the better side of it and taking damage, and it's just, you have to be smart too. Like, I don't think I never stop. Like, my knees are shot, my elbows are in bits. If I do a hard training session now, like, it could be sore for about 4 days after it, but like, I'll never stop. I don't think you can stop. Nobody will stop. I know all my friends that I've come up training with, they're all the same. They'll never stop. Now you slow down and you have to be smarter, but like, it's never going to stop. I can see myself being like, once I can still physically move and do it, I'm going to be doing it. That's it. I need it. I actually do need it.